Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to me and happy Thursday to you. I'm gonna fix the camera a little. There we go.
Actually, that song works for every day.
It does. Good morning, Inner Beauty Posh. How you doing this morning? Where are you from? Where do you live? We are in Southern California. So we have I don't know if that was on purpose, the request to come live with us, or if it was an accident. Sometimes people accidentally push the button.
We welcome everyone to go live with us, though.
Yeah, so you can talk to us in the comments and let us know if you intended to go live with us or if it was an accident. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the do's and the don'ts of eBay. eBay's an animal. Do you guys sell on eBay? Do you sell on eBay? My dog says no.
You're from Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. Awesome. How are things in Tennessee? And which platform are you currently selling on? Good morning, Trish99. Okay, yeah, that was an accident. Yeah, we figured it was an accident. No worries. Okay, so we won't accept you or anything.
Do you guys sell on eBay? I know your handle says Inner Beauty Posh, so you are a posher. So it's rainy.
It's rainy in Tennessee. Nice. Is it hot or cold? Trish Van, how's everything going for you? Are you able to source now? Are you being able to get new items? Last I read from you was, I think you said that your items were, you ran out and you're kind of using, your old inventory. Good morning, Mrs. Taylor 503. How you doing this morning? eBay Basic Store. Nice. So who here sells on eBay and who here does not? Online sourcing daily. Awesome.
It's interesting because a lot of people are scared of eBay. It seems like they're trying to be careful to use
eBay. Honestly, eBay's intimidating. It has so many. When you make a listing, it has so many things you need to fill out. When I first made a listing on there, I was like, "What does this mean? And why do I have to fill this out?" It's intimidating. Funny though, we both started selling on eBay.
What year did you start? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know. I started selling books on eBay a long time ago. But then they used to have this sister company called half.com where they would sell books only. So that was pretty easy. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that difficult. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments you want us to share with everybody, you can click on the little question mark icon stickers below. And this is being recorded on IGTV, and we are also going to upload it on our podcast. So Inner Beauty Posh says eBay is next, but it scares me. Yeah. So you know what? Actually, Michelle was wondering, what is it that scares you about eBay? Mm-hmm. And then Trish99, are you selling on eBay right now?
She says yes.
Oh, sorry.
She said she has a basic store.
Oh, that's right. And then, so how long have you been selling on eBay?
And how's it going for you?
Yeah. What percentage of your sales are you getting from eBay?
So I started selling on eBay in 2008, actually. So it's a long time ago, but it was on and off. It's not like a legitimate reselling business. It was, I have friends who want to sell something and I help them sell it.
And then they give you a commission, right?
And they give me a commission, and I would sell my own stuff too on eBay. So that was like a hobby. Mm-hmm. And it's been interesting. I think eBay has evolved a lot. They've gotten a lot more strict. So we're going to talk about some of the things.
Yeah. But so what are Inner Beauty Posh? What is it about eBay that freaks you out? And then Mrs. Taylor 503, are you currently selling on eBay? Now we sell on a few platforms, but we do have a relisting application, vendu.co, that we use. Did you get your 17 listings yesterday done?
I got 15 because my Vendu is maxed out, so it renews today. Today?
Okay, cool. So we did 15 cross-post listings across eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and if applicable, Etsy, right? Now, you know, we recommend that you guys, if you're not on eBay, that you should definitely get on eBay. Good morning, Joe Rock in the sales. How you doing this morning? Because it's like another place to sell your things, and eBay has an old and very large customer base that's been around probably the longest out of any platforms, right? So don't be afraid of it, especially if you use a cross-posting app or service. It's going to be included as one of the platforms. Just go for it. You know, do your research as you go, as you're listing. And so Inner Beauty Posh says, I have Vendu, so eBay is next. Yes, definitely.
So we're going to talk about some do's, and then we'll talk about the don'ts, and we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that we've made in the don'ts as well.
Yeah, so hopefully this does help you guys out, especially if you're contemplating or on the fence on getting on eBay or not. Because we are going to touch on some things that you need to know, and a lot of new people, how would you know unless you make those mistakes yourselves?
Exactly.
And we definitely made a lot of mistakes. That's the scary part about eBay, is if you make a mistake or, you know, enough mistakes, they're going to cancel, they'll cancel your account, not just cancel, but all of a sudden you'll stop getting sales.
Correct.
And that's a really scary part. That happened to us. It's been about a year now, and we're finally a year later, starting to repair our mistakes. And we'll talk a little bit about that. We also have a bit about our mistakes on our ebook, the top 20 reselling mistakes to avoid, which actually is on a special sale the month of May. It's going to be $9, and we usually have it for $19. We will not have it for $9 again this year, so you can find that in our bio. Mrs. Taylor 503 says, figuring out the shipment templates. I have Vendu too, so just need to set aside a day to work it. Just need to, and then Inner Beauty Posh says, just need to figure out the how to. Okay.
So,
cool.
So Mrs. Taylor, I just want to talk about, for those who are trying to start an eBay store, if you're using Vendu, I highly recommend really look through the eBay listing first. Like, test it out, list it on eBay, because I think it's important for you to understand how the listing works within eBay, because Vendu doesn't have all the selections that you need to click on. So Vendu provides, you know, basic things that you need to click on. But I think it's important to kind of like do one test or two, you know, try listing 2 items on eBay and understand, okay, I guess this is how this works, and then use Vendu. Cool. Okay, number 1. So do use your unique product description and images.
Your own.
So
don't get any of those, what do they call them?
Stock photo,
because you can actually get a lot. I've seen so many people get their account suspended for using stock photos.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do not use stock photos on eBay. Use your own pictures. Mm-hmm. That way, if they claim, oh, hey, you did a stock photo because you did such a good job on your picture, you could prove that they're wrong, you know?
Yep.
So, my bad. Okay, so where are we here?
Yeah.
All right. So, do's, make sure product descriptions are accurate. The thing about eBay and cross-posting is like, sometimes when you are doing your research, you know, I don't know if you guys do that, but we tend to like copy paste other people's descriptions if it matches our products, because it saves some time, right? But the thing is, you know, sometimes we're a little bit too fast and we gloss over some descriptions that don't match our items. So actually even if it's okay to go around and copy other people's descriptions, but like go through and edit your listing and make sure it applies to your item, because then you're going to get returns, you're going to get unhappy customers. Customers actually, believe it or not, they take the time to read the descriptions.
Yeah.
And actually those descriptions are extremely important. So make sure to.
And speaking of description, when you're listing an item that has a lot of technical information, just fill it out as much as possible. So if it's, you know, a camera that is however many megapixel, they have drop-down menus where you can select a brand, you can select all the technical information. Just do your best. I know sometimes we have way too many items and it's too time consuming, but that is helpful.
Yeah, and in the description, you want to think outside the box, like what all can I include? So basically the goal with the description is like, try to put your mind in your customer's mind and try to think, what will they ask you, so you don't have to answer so many questions, because buyers on eBay will take the time to ask you a zillion questions, and that's like, that's time consuming. So Mrs. Taylor 503 says, do you sell similar from sold or active listings?
I do a lot of sell similar. I think Chris talked about it yesterday in Sarah Styles LLC's live. Sell similar. What I do, my trick is really go to the sold items, because it's been sold, so it worked. And by doing sell similar, you're really taking the keywords that they use, and supposedly the eBay algorithm would show that, hey, this item has been sold before, so they may put the listing higher priority.
So do you actually before you saw Sarah Styles and Daily Refinement yesterday's YouTube, were you already selling similar from the sold items?
Yes, I was.
Did you already think that way? Like, this might boost my sales?
Yeah, because you're taking other people's success story. So I think
that's a great question. All right. So let's take a look here. Inner Beauty Posh says, helpful. Mrs. Taylor says, good call. And then Joe Rockin says, okay. He waved at us, and where are we at? Okay. So Inner Beauty said, let's see. Oh no, Joe Rockin said, eBay buyers will be the first to let you know your description is wrong and report you.
You're absolutely right. And that's something, it's about the shopping experience. So you don't want people to take the time to kind of like, hey, by the way, this is wrong. You want to give them a good shopping experience. So that's super important.
So Inner Beauty Posh says, I do. I've been a buyer since 2004. So I do too. I also read the descriptions. It's super important. I want to make sure that I don't have to return, because as a customer, that's also a hassle, right? So you do take those descriptions seriously.
Yeah.
Mrs. Taylor 503 says, yes, I missed it. It was better to use sell similar of sold or active. Oh, got it. Okay.
All right. So let's keep moving. We've got quite a few do's and don'ts. Number 4, we've been preaching this, relist. Relisting helps. So take the time to relist your items, and they really work based on our experience.
So do use a white background or a professional background for your images. I think we've said this. We say this in our ebook, and we've said it across platforms. You want your item to look as professional as when you go to Nordstrom.com, and it's not even a joke. The thing is, it may sound like a big goal, but with technology these days and apps, we can totally do that. You don't need to buy lights. You don't need to buy a professional backdrop. You really only need to know how to take a picture, and a good picture needs a lot of light, and you can use natural light. You can use your camera on your phone, and you can use the app called, what is it called?
Photo Room.
Photo Room. So all of this is in our ebook. It applies to eBay. It will definitely put you in their favor when people are shopping.
All right, so number 6 is have tracking information. So this may sound very simple to certain people. I've actually made a mistake before. I was trying to save money by using my own shipping method, and let's say it's first class mail. Sometimes if you go to the post office, they don't track the item, and if you don't have tracking information, USPS will always, and eBay, you will always side the buyer, because you can't prove that you deliver the item. So I've made that mistake before. So no matter what, no matter how tiny the package is, always have tracking info.
Joe Rock in the Cell says photo room is fabulous. It's amazing, isn't it? You can literally be lying down on your bedroom floor with nice light, take a picture, and it looks like you spent a lot of time on that.
I have another tip. So sometimes eBay buyer wants to do local pickup. The key is local pickup, you have no tracking information, but always communicate through the messaging system in eBay, because even if the buyer gives you a phone number, don't communicate there. You need to prove to eBay that they have picked it up. So, when they picked up the item, say, hey, thanks for picking it up, or something like that.
So Mrs. Taylor 503 says, I like Darkroom app because of their batch editing. Nice. We're going to have to check that one out.
That sounds like a cool feature.
Yes, it does. So Dues7 says, respond to buyers' questions promptly and across platforms. This is how you're going to increase your sales. Again, on eBay, I do feel like you can't mess up. So yeah, definitely be prompt about answering questions and tending to your customers. Good morning, A Vintage Joy Life. So what number cup of coffee are you guys on? This is my first one. So cheers to you if you're drinking coffee this morning.
And number 8, promptly resolve customers' issue. If they file a return, if they say there's something wrong, always respond promptly. Try to make them as happy as possible.
There's a question. It says, Inner Beauty says, how do we add tracking info if using First Class?
So if you offer free shipping, and this is our tip, if you offer free shipping, I don't know how that works, but through eBay, First Class is always, they always provide tracking information. And if you go to the post office and you're shipping yourself, you're going to have to get some sort of tracking from them and pay extra for it. It's because First Class, they don't really track, but through eBay, they do track through First Class.
Yeah, I wonder if on Pirate Ship, do they have First Class on Pirate Ship, do you know?
It's only, well, as far as I know, it's priority mail.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Also, if you get your shipping from Pirate Ship, you can just copy paste the tracking from there. Inner Beauty Posh says, I literally just woke up. Sweet. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday. All right. So do manage your inventory and keep items well stocked. Okay. So this is another thing we've noticed from a lot of resellers, that there's always glitches on the inventory. Items disappear, or I don't know, there's something always off with the inventory. So keep an eye on that. You don't have to do that with Poshmark. You'll never have issues there. Never had issues with Mercari, but with eBay, they have glitches here and there. So sometimes the listings don't appear. So yeah, definitely, oops, I changed the thing. Where did it go? Oh, sorry. So definitely just go through and make sure everything is as you had intended on there. And if you are able to buy more of the items that you've sold to replenish your store, you should definitely do that. So Inner Beauty said, so just ship through the app. You mean through eBay? Yeah, that will probably make life easier.
It's way better. So we're going into the don'ts. Obviously, there are a lot more do's and a lot more. So this is just a brief do's and don'ts. So for don'ts, don't use links that direct your buyer to sites other than eBay in your product listing. This is a big no-no.
So you're saying we can't put our storefront eBay or website on there? That's a big no-no? We can't say, go to flippingyells.com.
No, you can't. You can't tell them, go to OfferUp, I have a cheaper price there. You can't do any of that. They're going to catch you and you're going to be in trouble.
Don't violate copyrights, trademarks, or other rights. Any ideas how this would be done?
So again, copyright, any retailers out there, if you're copying any of their thing verbatim, it's probably not okay to do that. Trademarks, again, if you're, again, I think it's the same thing, as you can't copy other people's materials and use it as your eBay.
Yeah, whether it's their pictures or we said, we just grab descriptions from other people. Make sure you kind of edit it or adjust it as your own.
And don't attempt to sell items that are on the prohibited item and restricted items list. So about 8 years ago, I had this, my grandfather gave my mom this giant Chanel No. 5 perfume. It's really big, oversized. And I was trying to sell it on eBay. Apparently you can't sell perfume because it's a flammable. So eBay also has a list of items where you can't sell. So you got to read their information, such as you can't sell drugs, you can't sell police-related items. So read through that and make sure that you're meeting the requirements.
Good morning, 6 Creative Concepts and 324 Finds. A Vintage Joy says, I would also not use stock photos. eBay is super strict on those. Yeah, definitely don't use stock photos on eBay. And okay, and virtual posh, Inner Beauty Posh says virtual plagiarism.
Exactly, about the copywriting.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Copyright.
So yeah, honestly, the don'ts, you'll have to just Google it. So Google eBay policy restricted items. And here's a really short list here, but you should definitely, it's worth doing, because once you start selling on eBay, you're going to get some traction. And again, the last thing you want is any issue, because it'll take you about a year to recover. It's just really, really sad.
Exactly.
So.
Another don't is sometimes I make this mistake is your listing information is contradicting with the description item specific. So for example, you have a 32 gigabyte memory card and then the item description says 64, or a phone, you know? So make sure everything's matching.
Yeah, it's a little simple thing, but it does require some effort. Six Creative Concepts says, help queens. Thanks, Karen. And Bill from 324 says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Bill.
All right, another don't. Don't make your customers angry. Customers are very vocal sometimes, and they can leave a little ding on your feedback. So making sure you resolve problem, making sure they're happy, do as much as you can to make them smile.
I have to say, with eBay, you know, the difference with eBay and other platforms is like some customers are a little picky.
Yeah.
I think these customers have been around for a long time, and they know how to work eBay. They know how to work you, and those are the customers we don't really like on eBay, but they do exist, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of play the game with those customers and give them what they want, so they don't give you a bad review.
Exactly.
And they don't mess up your store ratings. It's sad, but it's true.
So number 6, this is the biggest mistake that I've made last year, and this is something it's my fault for not looking through all the policies that eBay has since I started 12 years ago. So don't cancel transactions often. This will impact your seller performance rating. Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are, but we had to learn it the hard way. We didn't have an organized inventory system. So many times we sold an item that's no longer available on eBay, and I would initiate a cancellation, and that is really damaging to your account. So,
but also it wasn't just that. It was like we would have multiple listings of the same item,
yeah,
and it had already sold.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so how do you avoid having? First of all, how do you get multiple listings on there? I know it has to do with how you are relisting your item.
Yeah.
And how can you avoid that?
It's inventory.
Inventory, that goes back to checking your inventory. And even some really top sellers, when they had the time to go through their inventory, which you should do on eBay at least a couple times a year, you're going to find that you have duplicate items in there. You got to get those off immediately because, you know, like Michelle said, you can hurt your performance level. So this is where we were at. We've been working about a year to get our performance levels back on eBay because we just hurt them so much. And we were below standard. And this morning, Michelle woke up to this and was so happy that we reached above standard almost a year later of making errors on eBay.
So what that means is if your seller level is below standard, they're going to restrict you from the number of listings. So let's say you can only list 200 items. And you can't go further than that. And you know, we used to have 1,000 items, so we had to restrict our items to like 250. But now, when it's above standard, you can call them and say, hey, you know, I'm above standard. They're gonna allow you to list more items.
What's really strange about eBay compared to the other platforms is that if you are above standard and you call them and you say, hey, can I list more items? They're gonna hold you accountable to that. They don't want you to list more items and you don't make any sales. If you do that, it's going to hurt your account and they're going to lower your rating.
Yeah. All right, Marina asked me this question. What is shill build? Shill bid.
Do you guys know what it is? What is
bid?
shill bidding? Because you know on eBay, they also have the bidding system, which is also very unique. No other platform really is doing that, right? So does anyone know what that is? A shill bid. And if you don't know, Michelle knows, so she'll tell you guys.
What does shill mean, anyway?
I have no idea. When I think of shill, I think of money.
All right, so I can't even say it. Shill bid is, for example, I have an item. I list it for 99 cents. Hey Marina, I have an item listed for 99 cents. It's expiring tomorrow. Could you bid on my item, please? And you say,
I say, no way, Jose.
no. So basically, if she bids on my item just to make the price go up, that is shill bidding, and it is a big, big, big no-no.
A Vintage Joy Life knew the answer. She said it's inflated prices. Boo.
Exactly.
So don't have your friends bid on your items just to get it higher. That's a big no-no. You'll get it suspended on eBay. So also don't cancel bids or end a listing early because the desired price has not been met on the bids. Anything that's kind of shady like that, you're going to get in trouble with eBay. So if you are going to do a bid, make sure you're ready to let that item go at whatever your lowest price on that bid
Exactly.
is.
Don't charge excessive shipping. This is gonna be a turn off for some buyers. Some people try to make money off of shipping.
Yeah.
And that is a no-no.
We don't do that at all. We usually, we don't actually offer free shipping, but we price it as best as we can exactly to the T. Sometimes we have to pay out of pocket a little bit because we price a little bit too low. But sometimes we'll make $1 on shipping by accident. Inner Beauty says, I always search for buy it now. Oh, that's good to know.
I prefer buy it now too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You don't do
bidding?
auctions?
No.
I know it's kind of a hassle, right? And you have to keep an eye on it. But a lot of people win big on the biddings because of that.
Yeah, I feel like people are. I think eBay might step away from that. I don't know. Who are these people? Wait,
Professional eBay.
you got one more.
Oh, sorry, but it's not in the right. Oh, okay.
That's
Here we
okay.
go.
Don't change the information in a listing to sell different item instead of listing. So there are listing fees, right? Some people say, okay, well, I want to save 25 cents or whatever and change the information on an existing listing to sell another item.
Oh.
And that is a big no-no.
Did you do that before and get in trouble?
I
You just learned about it?
I didn't even think about that.
Don't try to save money by changing the information on a listing. In other words, right?
Yeah.
Make a new listing for a new item.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Auctions got me in trouble early on. Oh, yeah. All right. So what is this one?
So this is related to the seller performance level, and basically, eBay allows you to have a percentage of your transactions that are no-no. So for example, case closed without seller's resolution. The seller initiated transaction cancellation. So you got to make sure that your defect rate is not high so that your seller performance will not go down.
Can somebody Google this list online?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can Google the things that you don't want to happen on your account. And we do suggest before you get started selling on eBay, just go through and learn about what these items are and what these things are.
So the percentage is up to 2% of transactions with one or more defect. So eBay evaluates your performance every 20th of each month. So if let's say you have 10 transactions and 5 of them are defect or cancellation or whatever from the buyer, your percentage of transaction defect rate will go up and it's going to impact your rating.
So Inner Beauty Posh says, do I need a seller package?
What do you mean by subscription?
Yeah, do you mean like a store? So what can eBay do if you violate their policies? Well, they can cancel your listings. They can limit your account privileges. You don't want that. If you have a limited account privilege, you're not going to get any sales. They can remove your power seller status. They can also suspend your account. Do you need a store?
So Inner Beauty Posh, you could start for free. eBay, I believe, gives you 100 items to list for free. And if it's going well, then you could start a store. You get certain benefits from the store. You get to save money on your listing fees, and you get some other perks.
And this is a great time to start if you haven't started eBay because they're giving away a lot of free things because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I even remember reading they're letting you get a store open for free for I think for another month or so. So do some research on that as well. It's worth looking into. So with that, we have our kind of meme of the day, which we always end our lives with. Thank you guys so much for joining today. We do have to get going because we have our day jobs waiting for us. But this guy here says, win auction with a $5 bid, but then you realize that shipping is $23.
Look at his reaction.
Those things happen all the time. So happy Friday, Junior. Happy Thursday. You know, it was fun. It was great. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Also, Saturday at 10:30 a.m., we have a free OfferUp webinar. You can check the link on our bio if you guys want to join. Lots of really delicious and good stuff in there about OfferUp. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.